Got one in the dirt coming back on. Keep going, keep going.
Did it again. Moved the mouse, but forgetting that this is in Windows mode. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was all about. But yeah, moved the mouse, forgetting I'm in Windows mode for iRacing. And it hid my desktop. So literally driving blind up into that apex. Oops. Keep your eye on the road, Muppets.
Very slow on the left. He's in the middle of the track.
At least didn't hear anything, Derek.
Oh God, you didn't see that one, I know, did you?
Don't worry, I've done a lot worse, mate.
You ain't on Twitch, are you?
No, I'm not actually streaming at the moment.
Gonna pin about 5.
That's just my own embarrassment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am actually. And now I know for a fact it's nothing to do with the hardware. And I don't, as you saw, don't even have graphics options turned up high, well, to maximums. And I definitely could. The graphics card, the RAM would definitely handle it, but I'm surprised it's only at 70, but it's not even at 70 frames per second at the moment. One idiot. Okay, we can get one more lap in.
So close, Chris.
Slow down.
Hello, did you see that?
See if we can catch you on the way around.
Thank you.
Hustle around and pit this time. I want you to come around and pit this time. Be careful getting on the pit road down there. Red flag's coming out.
Oh,
Let's try another session for a while. Really shouldn't be having any frame rate issues.
hey.
I can completely understand the stream being a bit choppy
I tried to do your line through that corner and it didn't work for me.
because I know that our broadband's getting battered at the moment.
All part of the plan. I meant to do that.
However, again, if
Are you going into another session because this one's just finished?
if I had been in a session with this many cars in last week,
No.
running,
Unfortunately, I've got to spend some time with the wife and kids.
Yeah.
So.
running the
I'll see you on the
Airstream,
next
well,
one
the
then, mate.
Air
Take care.
server
Bye.
software
Yeah, see that for mate. See ya.
to mirror the image on the iPhone, which is where the heart rate monitor is displaying from. I would have had a really choppy in-game experience. Excuse me. Let me see if I can fix this. So, yeah, in-game would have been really bad. So the fact that it's not causing me no end of issues. Sorry, I thought I'd muted. Yeah, the fact that it's not causing me the unbelievable amount of issues that I had last week, to me says straight away that the upgrading of the CPU definitely was a good idea. Ow, sorry, trying to undo the clamp. It's not budging. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so the upgrade of the CPU I think was a good idea. Although it did scare the bejesus out of me when I thought that I thought was buggered. That's the best way of putting it. I thought when putting in the new core, the new CPU, that updating the BIOS, which no one wants to do. If you've ever put your own PC together, even if you've only ever done it once, or yeah, and you get to that point where you potentially have to flash the BIOS on the motherboard, no one wants to do it. Even on the sites telling you how to upgrade and install the CPU, saying that you need to have this version of the BIOS on, even there on the motherboard supplier's own website, it says, seriously, if the BIOS is working fine, we do not recommend you try upgrading. But the CPU that I had just would not work with the version I was running, and the version I was running was like 6 iterations old. That's how old it was. So when I put it in and then had the new chip in, it would get to the Windows splash screen, the little red, green, and what's the other colour? Is it yellow? Firefly type things would start spinning and stop. It'd get a little blue screen of death and it would just go back and reboot again. So at first I thought it's maybe the chip wasn't seated properly, but then ruled that out. Thought, well, it would never get that far if the chip wasn't seated properly. Then thought maybe I've nudged one of the memory, one of the memories out of alignment. Then thought, don't be stupid. Again, it wouldn't have got to that part, or it wouldn't have cared. It would have got into Windows and shown me that I had less memory than I expected. So then I thought, well, maybe the BIOS is messed up, but no, it would let me get to the BIOS screen. Everything looked fine. So since I don't really have much of a techie brain when it comes to computers, I just decided that the problem must be something in the Windows registry, where it knew what configuration I was running when it last shut down, and didn't like what it saw when I put the new chip in. Because when I took the new chip out, put the old one back in, it started fine. So, okay, but that was before I upgraded the BIOS. So, yep, so got the utility to upgrade the BIOS, and yeah. So I then went with my tried and trusted, then I just need to reinstall Windows. And fortunately, when it did that, it didn't even need to reformat the hard drive completely. It just did it around the old installation, moved the old Windows installation to an old folder, and meant that I didn't lose all of my installed software. And I'm not that bothered about pointing to a file structure that's a bit messed up, rather than having a nice clean system, because I only use it for sim racing really. So considering Monday when I put it in, I thought that I had buggered the system and wouldn't be able to race this weekend, whatever I have right now, I'm just happy with, because
But
I'm
go
back
get him,
on
man. We're going to be
track.
pitting you here in about 5.
Donington is another proper circuit. Herman Tilk, eat your heart out. But yep, Dennis, definitely feels like it's running better to me. Dodgy frame rates aside. I mean, look, 45 frames up to 104. That's why I don't look at my delta. Hey, Dennis.
Hi, Mark.
Definitely something up with the frames here. I dropped down to 40 coming out the pits.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of frame rate issue on this track.
Okay, let's see if we can get a clean lap.
Start spotting that entrance to pit road. I bet we're going to be pitting here in a few.
Oh, and the brake's too long. Okay, let's see, what time is it? Ten to 10, so yeah, about 13 more minutes and then put this baby to bed. Okay, just replying to a message. So where are we? 10 minutes left, so pretty much it's just a case of finishing this session.
Left side. All clear. Keep coming. But just start keeping an eye on that fuel pressure light for me.
Hey Jimmy, if it's you that sent the if it's the same Jimmy that sent the private message, I replied with the email address to our recruitment team. So ultimately, you would send an email to that address, pretty much just introducing yourself, why you would want to be a part of the team, and then what would happen is your details would get added to the studied list that we have. So they, okay, cornering and speaking isn't a strong point of mine. Yeah, so give us the opportunity to just take a look and see, okay, so what's iRacing career history look like at the moment? Because although we don't look for the fastest drivers, we're not one of those teams that are going to have uber aliens and challenge the likes of Team Redline, which is a pretty normal, solid team. But we like to be able to see that team members have a good on-track record. Wow.
Right side door, quarter clear.
But yeah, always happy for someone to send us an email if they're interested in joining the team. Always aim to at least get back to the individual, and if it isn't possible to invite them into the team straight away at this point, at least let them know we got their interest. And that, yeah, we would always keep the details on file.
Bravo 1 in front of you. You know it, see it, you see it, you see it, you see it. Drive through it.
Scruffy lap. Especially at the end.
Left side. Still there. Doing a good job. We've been here in a couple. Still there. Clear, clear. Front in front, front. I don't know where to go. Stay on your toes.
Keep getting distracted coming into that turn, messing up completely.
Front in, keep your eye open.
Just going to jump out this session into a different one. So let's have a look how many cars. There aren't actually even that many cars in here, so there's no reason for the game to be creaking so much. Much happier with the CPU usage though. Much happier. Okay, 23 cars in this session. Let's have a look. I'm not sure whether I'll put all of the other details that I had on the overlay back. I do want to get the Twitch overlay up and running again, possibly, so that you've got the standings and the... I prefer the Twitch overlays relative box where it puts driver license and iRacing as well. Especially because the standings does off tracks and things like that and pitting. So at the moment, somewhere amongst the reinstalling of Windows, etc. He's gonna hit me. I knew he was gonna hit me.
Sorry, dude. Sorry.
I knew he was gonna hit me. No probs, I knew he was going to hit me, because you wouldn't have noticed all the other cars coming down the track.
Sorry, mate. Sorry. Fucking miles away, I was just miles away.
Yeah, poor guy. I saw that coming. from the moment. It's like being at a roundabout. For those of you that don't live in the UK, that's an island. For those of you that live in countries that have no roundabouts or islands, it's what we have in lieu of sticking a junction set of traffic lights at crossroads all the damn time. But anyway, there are no traffic lights on most roundabouts, so it's literally a case of give way to cars from the right. You just look for an opening in the traffic and pull onto it. However, what happens a lot of the times at roundabouts is the person at the front starts to pull off, a car comes around the roundabouts, they stop because they know there's going to be a collision, but the car behind them just acts instinctively to them moving forwards and drives straight into the back of them. Happens so often, and that's what I could see happening coming out of the pits. Too much speed. Cold tyres. See, Trading Paints hasn't even finished downloading yet. That's... whoa. That's how... what's what I'm looking for? That's how heavily, yeah, that's the word I'm looking for, our bandwidth is being used at the moment.
I'm very sorry.
Sorry. I will try. I try to resist.
Keep digging, man. Start spotting that entrance for me.
That's how important it is to get a clean drive out that last chicane. Just makes or breaks your lap.
Stay on your toes. Got one in the dirt coming back on. Stay on your toes. On your left. Clear. Good job.
Lucky, I thought I was going to hit him.
Slow car off to the right. On your right. You're clear, him.
You cannot pass into that turn. He probably didn't
Right
like the
side,
idea that
clear.
I passed him into the old hairpin. Let's have a look at that. Probably took him well by surprise. No problem. Yeah, probably caught him completely and utterly by surprise. The moment he got nowhere near the apex, I thought as long as I nail mine, I should be able to get through, but even I was shocked that it was a clean pass. I intended for it to be a clean pass, but it doesn't mean I wasn't damn shocked I pulled it off. I fully expected there to be at least some door-to-door action.
In front of you. He's in the dirt. Right side. Still there. Clear.
Okay.
That had to hurt. Okay. I rarely have to stop joining new sessions when I've promised myself I'm going to bed. How long in this one? 20 minutes. Okay, that'll take me to 10:30. By hook or by crook, at 10:30, I will have to stop the stream. I need to prepare for work, if for no other reason. This was only supposed to be a really short test.
Keep going, keep going.
Yeah, a really short test just to see whether or not I got the overlay working. Okay, so now Trading Paints is downloaded. Wow. We've been in the session how long? 10 minutes? So tired, my eyes are watering now. Such a lightweight.
Slow car off to the right. Keep going.
Too far up the curb there. I thought I was going to spin. Rarely hesitated getting back on the power.
Nice and smooth. We're going to be pitting you here in about 5. Back in that rhythm. Get that line right.
Love that section. Got on the power too soon. Got one to dirt, coming back on. Stay on your toes. Keep your eyes open. Keep going. Keep coming. Distracted me.
Keep it going. Go one more. One more. Right side. There. That was a good job.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
Keep an eye open. Right side, all clear.
Okay, at least appear to have settled straight back into where I was Sunday, so whether this is good prep for the Sim Racers Asia race on Saturday, or just seat time for Road Warriors Daytona 24, which my crazy teammates have got us all excited about, and we're going to try and get a car on the grid and to the end. No idea what possessed us to do that, but hey. So as much time as I can get behind the wheel, and hopefully I can dial in my controller setup. Oops.
Back in that rhythm. Get that line right.
Yep, so that whether it's either race, come the weekend, I'm ready. It would be nice if Donington didn't have whatever issue it is right now with the frames, because it's a brilliant track. Racing here, whoa. I'm just thinking this chicane right here would be so difficult in the race. Spotting your braking point behind a train of cars coming in there full pelt.
Be careful going through there. Stay on your toes. Left side. Clear, clear, clear.
Wow.
On your right, clear, clear, clear. One on the right side, clear.
This car looked further to the left than I anticipated. So I just seriously just wiped him out. It's another one of those pit lanes where you lose sight of the cars coming down the track with all the other cars sat on the pit lane, and it isn't until you start merging onto the racing surface that you see them in your right mirror, hand mirror, or the rear view mirror I should say. And by then it's too late, you've got nowhere to go otherwise, other than, excuse me, off the racing surface if you're fast enough. Did it again. Too far into the braking zone. Far too far into the braking zone. Okay, let's see down the track. Nope. And now I'm crawling. Turn 1 here is so tricky. So tricky. To get down to speed, get the right line through the apex. Get it so that you can actually get on the power off the apex. Is, yep, so
Alright.
tricky.
Up, one off course, one off course. Keep coming.
Got to try not to scrub off too much speed into there. Hesitated. It's cold tires anyway. Damn it.
He's on the grass.
He had nowhere else to go. He can't just pull off the track. He's got to get through that at some point, but always happens. If I'm on a very good lap, I either mess it up completely all by myself, or find traffic in all the wrong places.
Just start taking a peek at your entrance into the pit road there. Just start taking a look, get familiar with it.
If only I had done a decent sector 1. I think I'm dialed back into the car now. Even the steering doesn't feel weird. Which means it was just me. Broke on the apex. Gotta let all these guys go by.
All right, get in that groove now.
falling asleep here.
Front of you, he's rolling.
Got that all wrong, so I need to now get back to the start-finish line. Took real liberties there. Surprised I didn't loop it. Missed the apex.
Front of you, in the middle of the track.
It's the first time all session. Oh well, that's the session done. What was the... yeah. Not quite as fast as my fastest lap. About a tenth off it, but it hasn't counted it anyway, so let's have a look. Yep, so thanks everyone for hanging out. As I said, this was only supposed to be a really short test to see if everything was still working and if I'd got everything all hooked up. Seems fine at the moment. So hopefully, next time I'm online, I'll be qualifying for the actual race. Maybe if I'm brave, jumping into one. If it's not before the weekend, then it will probably be practice for some race stations, then that race, and then yeah, as my team try and put our car on the grid at Daytona and try and bring it home. So yep, thanks for hanging out everyone, enjoy your evening, have a good week, and yep, see you around.